Hello, hello. Are you
Hello.
an expert in mortgage finance or real estate transactions? Most people aren't. Subscribe to learn from experts at RAM Real Estate and Mortgage on YouTube. It is a great place to learn and educate yourself on the complexities of mortgage and real estate. Get real life questions answered or browse our many videos covering topics you desire. Better yet, get real life scenarios and answers for your questions without obligation. My goal is to educate, inspire, and motivate you in all things real estate. Even if you're not in the market right now, come learn what you need to do on your first home purchase, the sale of a house, or buying a home of your dreams. Whether today, next month, or next year, RAM is the place for you. Shane, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good. I'm good. I got my hair cut. Went to the gym this morning. Honestly, I still have not had my cup of coffee yet, so I might still get that in.
Well, you should have grabbed that before we started talking, but it's too
I
late now
know.
because you're going to be so excited about what we're going to talk about today that you might even skip the coffee.
Maybe go to straight into an energy drink.
Well, guys, today we've got a special guest. He's been on the channel before, Shane Davis with the Davis Real Estate Team with EXP. He's in Arizona, one of my favorite places to golf and talk about real estate. Shane, tell us just a little bit about yourself and also mention your shirt you're wearing because I love the program that you do with Shoes for Soldiers.
Right. Yeah. So living here in Arizona, and I got my real estate license as well as same issues with the mortgages, but I'm just going out here doing my thing, trying to educate and help and support people that want to become homeowners. I think there's a lot of misinformation out there towards homeownership, and I'm just trying to level the playing field again. But as well as like you said, the Shoes for Soldiers. It is a nonprofit that we created here in Phoenix, Arizona. And basically, just an Army veteran myself, and what we want to do is give back and educate our soldiers. So every time that I close on a home loan, help somebody buy a house or sell a house, I donate a portion of my commission to help and educate through tools such as running shoes to educate our soldiers.
I love it. I love it. It's a great organization, and I know you've helped a lot of soldiers with what you're doing. Today, Shane, I think we wanted to talk about the HOPER program or Hope for Ownership through the Attainable Housing Advocates program. And
Yeah.
let me just go into that a little bit. I know currently you have a listing that I think you think would be an ideal client or an ideal house for.
Right, because as you know, we both did this loan program together, and it opened up a lot of doors, and I was able to see what it's able to do for first-time home buyers. Because one of the biggest things is when you become a home buyer is that a lot of the lenders like to see some skin in the game, such as 3.5% or 5% down payment. I get it. I'm human and I know what's going on out there in the economy, and it's hard to have that type of money down. But this loan program really does help and allow people to become homeowners. So yes, I do have a listing in Surprise that is a new area up and coming. So the house is a little bit newer, but this would be a perfect program to add this to that house to be able to help a small family that's getting ready to looking for a house and they don't have the full down payment for this house.
Well, let's get into this. Let's talk about what the HOPER or Attainable Housing Advocates program is. What this program is it's a $13,000 or 3.5%, depending on your loan amount or your purchase price, that can go towards closing costs, buy down of your rate, pay off debt, or even just put the cash in your bank account. This money, of
Because it is
course,
earned income, right?
it is earned income. You will get a 1098 or whatever from Hoper on this from AHA. Shane, I've been involved with 5 of these transactions. I know you and I have had one together that we did. You were the real
I
estate
think that was
agent.
our
I was
very
the
first
lender.
one, right?
I actually closed one right before it, but This one started before it, but didn't close till afterwards due to the fact that it was a short sale and there was some complexities with it. It took us a couple of months longer than it should have, just based on the
Right.
fact that we weren't in charge. The bank that was actually selling the property itself was kind of the one in charge. But this program, a client can go online, take a 6-hour course, and they are awarded the $13,000 or 3.5% based on their purchase price as earned income that is payable at closing itself. Couple of things with that. What is the listing price on the house that you have out in Surprise right now?
$515,000.
So $515,000. Now, $13,000 is not 3.5% down of 515. Let's just do the math here real quick. 515 times 3.5% is $18,000. But of the $18,000 required for down payment on an FHA loan, which this program is offered through FHA, through the FHA Solar and Wind program, you're getting $13,000 of the $18,000 down for your down payment. So this could definitely help a lot of clients to get into that. Let's say maybe someone has a 401k, or maybe say they do have the $18,000, but their debt ratio is a little bit higher tight. That $13,000 can pay off 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 credit cards, could pay off a car, could pay off something to actually help them qualify on this loan. And look, that's why you and I are actually creative. We want to figure out ways to actually help people get into homes. And this $13,000 can go a long way. Now, Shane,
Absolutely.
dealing with the client that we dealt with, it was a younger couple. We got the parents involved as well. I know you've had interactions with them since this happened, which has been 3 or 4 months ago. And, solar panels have all been installed. The appraised value came in just fine. What are your thoughts afterwards, after they've got the panels installed? After we closed on the loan, after they had the $13,000 that went towards their closing costs, their down payment. What? Tell me what your
So
thoughts are.
yeah,
Tell me what your
my
reaction
thoughts
is with
is,
that.
of course, I've kept up, and when the holidays came, happy holidays to you, this and that. How are you doing? And this particular couple, we know it was difficult for them,
Was
but I wanted to find out afterwards of how are you doing, how's life treating you. And of course, stress is happening and overwhelming, but here's what I'm looking at as well is, if it wasn't for this loan program, they would not be in that house. They was very important for not only for them to start investing in themselves, but the parents, whenever I talk to the parents, that's something that, especially the dad was very proud and happy to say, they're buying a house and that they wanted it. So I look back and I feel very comfortable knowing that they got the money for the down payment that they didn't have to come up with. Okay. And then also that the seller was giving sellers concessions, that so literally I don't remember the specifics, maybe you do, but they didn't come out of pocket very much to
no,
buy this house.
no, they really
Um,
didn't.
yeah. And so then they're investing in themselves. They have solar, so now they're also saving money monthly for their power that they're getting. I mean, this right here is just one of those things is that I don't want to say it's a secret, but a lot of people need to know about it because it's very powerful. You get in solar, especially here in Arizona, with as much sun as we're getting, you get the money for down payment and the tax benefits.
True, and there is some tax benefits. Now, obviously some of the FHA solar tax incentives did go away as of 12/31/2025. But, in the program, the Big Beautiful Bill, you're still getting about a $6,000 to $9,000 tax credit through that bill for this program. So it's
Well, I
not
was talking
quite what
about
it
just
was.
having a mortgage itself and
Yeah.
tax
So
benefits.
so it's not quite what it was before, but it's still an absolute viable program. And we have a couple of lenders that actually fund these loans and give us the ability to run these programs. And here's the thing: let's just compare it against a down payment assistance. Typically, a down payment assistance program, which this is not, this is earned income that you can put towards your down payment or closing costs. So I just want to make sure that people know that this is not a down payment assistance program, but it's still true money that you're actually earning and you can use how you want. Down payment assistance programs. Typically, you have a first mortgage that's an FHA loan. Typically, if you're going through a housing authority, it's at a higher rate than your standard rate on the market. So, for example, if a interest rate right now on FHA is 5.25, typically that housing program, Arizona housing, Utah housing, Idaho housing, California housing, they're typically about 3/4 to 1% above what the standard rate is. And then on top of that, you're using a second mortgage behind a first mortgage that helps you with some closing costs and your down payment, which typically is at least 1% higher than the first mortgage rate. So you've got two mortgages, both at higher rates. When this program, I just priced one out the other day, standard rate on FHA was roughly 5%. This one was 5.125, 5.25. So for a quarter point difference, you're getting that down payment assistance. There is no second mortgage. There is no weird repayment plan 10 years down the road if you decide to sell the house. It's all included in your loan. So what it does is it gives a lower debt ratio, a lower payment, and a better overall performing loan, which is what the Hope for Homeownership and the Attainable Housing Advocates are all about. They're about education and helping clients understand home ownership and making sure that the mortgage is paid on time, making sure the bills are paid. This $13,000 can be put into your savings for that rainy day, just in case. So it's a fantastic program. I also want to just throw out here as well that this program is not only for people that just are buying a house and wanting to add solar panels to it. This also can be used on a refinance. If you have an existing house, you've got some equity in it, and maybe you bought it in the last 3 years and your interest rate is high like it has been for the last 3 years. Well, you can get a lower rate. You can actually take the $13,000, put it in your savings, or even pay closing costs on loan. Typically, I'd say put it in savings, pay off some of your credit card debt, and get the solar panels added to your house and reduce your actual footprint, your electric bill on a monthly basis. And I don't know what electricity costs down in Arizona, but it's cold in Utah, so it gets a little bit cold. It's expensive. So
And that's the same thing
typically,
here. It's summertime, it's expensive.
yeah, summertime there it's expensive, but typically you're offsetting, a large portion, if not most, of the electric bill that you do have because now you have solar panels. So I just think it's a fantastic way of helping clients, whether it's on a refinance, whether it's on a purchase, and agents like you, Shane, you're out there, you've got a great listing. What can we do to make it different than others? Well, there's an option right here. There's an option right here to get $13,000 for a 6-hour online class. Don't forget, there is a 6-hour online class, but I look at it as free money. And I'm just going to take $13,000 divided by 6. I mean, that's a $2,166 an hour job.
All right, so let's do this. Is that I love this loan program, helping people get in there, but you're going to have the ones that are skeptical. What's the downside here? Give me the skinny. What's you're not just going to get free solar panels, are we?
No, there's not free solar panels. I mean, nothing in life is free unless it's this $13,000. And the reason they're doing it is because it's funded through FHA for education and training on home
Isn't this a
ownership.
non? Maybe I'm wrong. Is this a nonprofit?
I do believe it's a nonprofit
I do believe.
organization.
I do believe so.
Yeah. So look, on most of the houses that we've actually done this with, you're looking at probably around 27 to about 34, $35,000 on in solar panels. Um, Look, there's a real cost to that. If you walk through any new subdivisions, you've got people riding around on their segways, knocking on every door, wanting to sell people solar. Okay, it's just
And
how
those
it is.
are 40 to $60,000 on a medium house.
Yeah, it's just how it is. We as lenders, as real estate agents, we're trying to help the client get into the house. Typically, we're in that $400,000 to $500,000 range. It might not be this gargantuan mega mansion. It's probably one of your first time home buyers or just a good solid house. So you don't
Well, the
need
good
$60,000 in solar panels.
well the good thing is also this is owned. This ain't lease.
Yeah, that's correct.
So whenever the time comes, if it does come for selling, you have an added benefit of having owned solar on your house versus leased.
Right. You're not going to have a second little chattel loan that someone's got to pay off or assume a loan when they're buying the house. It's all included in the house. And here's the caveat with that. Through the FHA Solar and Wind program, you can go up to 120% value of the appraisal or purchase price of the house. So if the value is 515, you can go up to 120% of the value. You could put as many solar panels and a battery on this house as you want. Look, I'm not going to advise going to 120%. It's typically right around that 104, 105 range, loan to value. But even still, and here's the other thing. In the future, if rates go down, you can still refinance with this same program and actually still roll it in, even if you're above 100% loan to value because of the Hoper program. So I just think there's a lot of good things to it. Now let's talk about the cost of the solar panels. So let's say they're $35,000. Typically if you're financing that through a solar panel company, they're charging you 18% interest on it. If you're doing it through your mortgage, you're at 5.25% interest on it. So there's already a win right there. You're already getting
Over
a
30
cheaper
years.
over 30 years. You're getting a cheaper value on it. As far as the difference in price, yeah, of course, we're financing an amount based on the solar panels included in your loan, but you still only have to put 3.5% down on the purchase price, not on the solar panels.
Well, this is where I'll get personal. This is what I have to talk to my wife about sometimes is that you have like a bunch of different little things that's happening. Let's not focus on the one thing. We have to look at the bigger picture of it all. Is that yes, we are financing and putting in a solar into your loan at a lower interest rate, but you're also saving each and every month over and over again on your solar, your power. And so
Absolutely.
if you do the math, you're winning that way versus just trying to focus on, well, and plus you're getting $13,000. So that $13,000, let's go ahead and subtract that from the $35,000. So
Right.
now you literally just paid less than $30,000 for solar because you were given money ahead of time.
Well, not only that, you also have a tax advantage when you file your taxes. You're going to deduct your mortgage interest that you paid. You're also going to get a couple of credits on the federal and state level for having solar. So I can't say specifically on this transaction that you're offsetting the whole cost of the actual solar panels themselves, but you're getting pretty darn close on offsetting the value of those solar panels with all these credits. And Hoper obviously follows up with you every 6 months for a couple of years, just checking in on you. How you doing? How you managing your money? This is an educational system, educational program to help people understand that, look, paying your mortgage and putting money in savings is an important thing.
Yep, yep. I agree. I agree. So, like I said, I love this program. I just want to get more information out there because, like I said, I don't think people know about it or they don't really truly understand it. And it's a great program for, especially for first-time home buyers.
It is a great program. In all honesty, when your electric bill is a couple $100 a month or whatever the case is, and then all of a sudden you're getting the rebate, you're getting the offset cost based on your electricity not being so high. It's definitely is good.
I agree. I agree. Is there anything else that you think we're missing or need to disclose and talk about?
I don't. I think that with this program, we need to promote it. We need to push it out there to as many people as possible, as many clients as possible. Let's just say this. In today's environment of downward trickling or downward trending rates, this program is great because now all of a sudden you're able to afford a little bit more. You're not having to take a first and second mortgage out on the house. You're not getting a higher rate to start with. This is a program specifically designed to help the people it was designed to help. Maybe first-time home buyers that just don't understand it. And we talked with a lot of clients that some people would rather rent. Well, if I can actually offset my utility bill, have a lower interest rate, have a home that I call my own. I just think it's a win-win situation all the way around.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You're right.
So, well, with that, Shane, let's go get them. Let's go call
I
some
agree.
clients.
Well, I got an open house this weekend, so I definitely want to share this with anybody who walks through in the door. So
Where is your open house this weekend? Is it at this place?
it's at my listing in Surprise. Yeah,
So give us the address of the listing real quick.
you asked me too quick. You gotta have to hold on. It's a brand new listing, so all right.
I guess we should have got you primed and ready for the address to the place.
Well, I just had to turn on a laptop here, but it is 18427 West Clinton Street, and that's an air Surprise 85388. 27 West Clinton Street, 85388. And it is a new listing. Like I said, it is beautiful. It's big, new, and looking forward to holding an open house and hope we get a lot of traffic through it this weekend.
Shane, if someone's watching this video and they're educating themselves about the Hoper program and interested in it, how do they reach out to you as the real estate agent to look at this house? What's your phone number?
Well, man, let me just do this. Well, let's start off with the website, davisrealtyteam.com, or my number is 480-868-4069, or you can email me at davisrealtyteam77 at gmail.
Nice. Well, subscribers, YouTubers, people on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, this is your one source for information about mortgage products, about real estate, about title, about appraisals, about specific niche programs that actually help you understand the mortgage market. I'm Craig Steele with Ram Real Estate and Mortgage. I'm here to motivate, inspire, and educate on all things real estate. And with that, I appreciate your attention, and we'll see you at our next video.
Good, thank you.
All right, we're not recording anymore. What'd you